Like all my friends who have become actively involved in casting out evil spirits, I got involved through experience, not theory. Pushing me beyond the bounds of what was theologically respectable was my desire to help wounded, struggling people. In those days, in the late 1960s, the only practical instruction I received as a Roman Catholic priest came from a few Protestant friends and from my own trial and error experiences. Inevitably, I made mistakes, through which I hope I have learned some valuable lessons. Praying for deliverance has been very different from my experience in the healing ministry. I can honestly say I have known thousands of people who seem to have been healed through prayer. Not all were healed physically, but even those who were not were blessed spiritually. But in my ministry of deliverance, closely connected with healing, I know a few persons I was unable to help, either because of my ignorance, or because I did not have time to follow through, or because I attacked the most obvious problem, the demonic element, when increased capacity or inner healing was needed first. By capacity, I mean the ability of a person's brain, non-biological mind and spirit, to handle intensity without a disconnect or meltdown, much like an electrical circuit designed for a certain amount of current. We have all marveled at how much pressure some people can handle. Conversely, people with low capacity due to developmental trauma, unmet needs, and a lack of love find it difficult to navigate life's intense challenges. We will talk about this more as we go along. We are all aware, I think, of the problems involved in deliverance ministry. It is the most dangerous ministry I know, not only for the exorcist, as Malachi Martin observes in Hostage to the Devil, but for the sufferer who needs to be freed. We need to learn how to pray for deliverance without repeating the same old mistakes, so the oppressed will be freed in increasing numbers. But refusing to help hurting people by restricting or even forbidding exorcism is far worse than the mistakes we make, for it abandons multitudes of the oppressed to suffer for the rest of their lives, or worse yet, to commit suicide when they see no hope of ever getting better. I see no reason, as we learn more and rely more on the Lord for guidance, to be overly fearful. Although I love to pray for healing and see the joy on people's faces as they experience the love of Jesus washing away their pain, I have also discovered that healing prayer is not always enough. I might be conducting a healing service in a chapel, for example, praying quietly for the people who come forward asking for physical healing, when suddenly, with no outward provocation, a man's face contorts and he shouts out something like, "We hate you." On one occasion, a young woman tried to strangle me, and several times I have seen people reach for their throats as if to strangle themselves.